shell of myself. Let's do a grocery haul. Oh my gosh, look at how thick. I've been waiting, I think, over 6 months for this appointment. I'm so shocked. I am so shocked at this. One of the main concerns when we were moving from Seattle to Maine was hello friend, we are back. The fall vibes are continuing because I forgot that we had pot roasting at home and it smells so freaking good in here. And I have a pot boiling or going to boil eventually for some mashed potatoes. We've got these little yellow potatoes. I'm so excited. Jack told me how to make them, so fingers crossed.
I believe in you.
But in the meantime, my friends, in no particular order, as we do, let's do a grocery haul. Spring mix lettuce, pumpkin from the pumpkin patch.
Wow, that in there.
Look how so cute. Look at him. Blueberries, taco seasoning, strawberries, cashew milk, oat milk, sparkling water, a crap ton of Jack's yogurts, literally I think 10 yogurts, tuna, chicken thighs, ground beef, and more chicken is in this bag. Tortilla chips, tomatoes, shredded cheese, celery, taco shells, carrots, an onion, a lemon, plums, bananas, Granny Smith apple, an Asian pear, avocado, and garlic. Hey baby, how many minutes? Put some salt in the boiling water because that just sounds like a good idea. Set a timer for 12 minutes. Iceberg lettuce, apples, butternut squash, frozen vegetables, plain Greek yogurt, my favorite maple creamer, pie crusts, vegetable stock, coffee, unsalted butter, barbecue sauce, cinnamon sugar, black beans, and I think that is it for this week. Here it is, friends. The lighting is quite yellow or orangey in here, but you can just sense the coziness. We've got football on the TV. We might switch it to an episode of You or the Maid episodes that we're watching. And here's Jax. He shredded up all of his meat. What do you think of it? Okay.
It's really good.
It's really good, okay. Guys, I have honestly lost track of how many things we have made in this vlog, if it's between this vlog and the last vlog, but we're just in a making home cooked things mood recently. Very cozy, very fall. Right now, I'm actually making the viral mini apple pies. I think the pumpkin pies went viral first that I saw, and then she made apple ones by request. So I've prepped everything so that it'll just be a lot of dumping and seeing what happens, if I'm being honest. So right now we've got 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And now I'm going to put in 2 finely chopped up Fuji apples. I never said I was very good at keeping everything in the lines, you know? 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Perfect. Oh my god, it already smells so yummy. Oh, and a 1/2 a lemon juiced. And I juiced that before starting as well. I was like, it's missing a little bit of liquid. I'm definitely missing something. I wonder what the lemon is supposed to do. I'm not gonna question it because whatever it is looked freaking delicious. And then I'm gonna let that mixture simmer down until the apple pieces are soft and looking all caramelized, I guess. While the apples are cooking down, I have store-bought pie, what are these called? Pie crust? Pie crust. Sitting out to be room temperature while we make all of this stuff. Okay, next we're gonna make a thickener with 1/2 teaspoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of water. And we're gonna mix that all together. I guess this will really thicken up the apples going here. Oh my gosh, look at how freaking thick that brown sugary sauce is getting. Jack's sitting over there and he keeps saying how good it smells in here. It's been about 30 seconds or so. And so I'm going to cut the heat, set this mixture aside to cool. All right, now I'm going to make the bottoms, and she does it in cute apple like shapes. But since it's already like 9 o'clock, I don't really want to do that. So I'm just gonna use this tin and I'm just gonna cut around this ramekin to make my shapes. I'm at the dentist. It's early. I haven't been to the dentist in an embarrassingly long time, and lately Jack and I have been taking our health seriously. Aside from the eye doctor, the dentist is like the last thing that I should definitely be keeping on top of. So this is our first step. I've been waiting, I think, over 6 months for this appointment, and it's at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I just took the first one available because I've been waiting over 6 months to get into a dentist here. I'm delusional. Oh, did I mention I really don't like the I hate I'd go to 1,000 doctor's appointments before I go to a dentist. I think it's because of how still I have to sit and how long I have to like keep my mouth open for. It's excruciating. I'll see you after. Hi friends, I am back and I hear Jack actually on the phone with Comcast, which isn't our provider. One of the offices officially closed down, like not the employees and the office, just like everyone's working from home, so they just wanted to cancel the Seattle office, which is where Jack and I worked, and I think you guys saw that in a vlog. I'm just cutting up some stuff for my salad. I've got cherry tomatoes and a plum today. Then I'll show you everything that goes in it after, but Jack is so good at like dealing with life admin, as I like to call it, like that type of thing, including internet stuff and like canceling that stuff and upping that stuff, or like prices, like oh my gosh, insurance, everything insurance goes through Jack. Like, literally, I don't know what it is. I have such a like it's actually ridiculous. I have such a what's the word I'm looking for? Unreasonable. And I know that we all have our things, and I totally get that, but I feel like mine is just so unreasonable. I shut down when it comes to insurance stuff, and I don't know what it is. Like if there's anything having to do with in-network, out-of-network, your insurance doesn't cover X, Y, and Z, and here's what it covers, and oh my gosh, don't even like, oh my god, I can't handle it. So Jack is really good at handling that stuff. I do have to say, on the note of Comcast though, so Comcast basically runs the entire Seattle area. Like you can get Comcast or something else, and the something else is just like so bad. It was so bad. Like no one has that other thing that I can't think of. Like can't think of the company anymore. So everyone was forced to get Comcast in the Seattle area, but we had the worst experience with Comcast as it comes to raising their rates randomly. And all of a sudden when you complain about raising your rates respectively, they all of a sudden have this deal to offer you, and it's like, where was that deal before, ma'am? Like what, like where was that before? It just magically appeared because someone called them out on their unreasonable prices when it comes to internet and bundling and whatever, and our internet would like go out all the time. It was so bad. One of the main concerns when we were moving from Seattle to Maine was our internet, because at the time both Jack and I streamed, not at the same time, but since we both streamed and it's definitely something that we both wanted to continue doing, you need a really good upload speed. And even in a city like Seattle, like a big city with all the tech stuff and everything, our internet would just constantly drop and go out without explanation. We like could not figure it out. They couldn't figure it out either, and were not helpful whatsoever. And we still paid like premium prices for just broken internet. But one of our main concerns was moving to Maine. We were like, okay, if Seattle can't even figure it out, Portland, Maine is gonna have really crappy internet service. Like, what's gonna happen there? And it's the best internet we've ever had. It's amazing. We have Spectrum. We've had such a great experience with it, from customer service to the internet just being very good and consistent. There may have been like a couple times or whatever where we weren't sure like why it went out or something, or it would like go out and come right back on. But other than that, there's never a question as to like what's going on. We have no idea, like that type of thing. It's usually pretty explainable, and or it just like fixes itself almost right away. I know it's a weird question, but I want to know down below what internet provider you guys have and what experience you have. I feel like no one ever talks about their internet unless it's really crappy. Like, I've heard people hate Spectrum in their area, and we ended up loving Spectrum. We've had no problems, but I've never heard of someone liking Comcast. So just let me know. I hear Verizon would be ideal. Verizon Fios, we had that growing up, and that one was just like, I mean, I feel like all internet goes out, so if it goes out occasionally, it's like whatever. But we pretty much, like, Fios was bomb. We had really good internet growing up. But Fios isn't offered in like every single area that we've moved to, so that would be ideal. But comment below. I know a weird question, but I want to know your internet experience. So right now I'm putting a spring mix in a bowl with the tomatoes, the plum. I used to cut up just half a plum, but it always left more to be desired. So I usually have like a full plum. Jack grilled me up chicken. Grilled chicken is so bomb. We always used to bake our chicken, and Jack still does for his lunch, but it's just way too thick for me and like nasty. Like, whenever I cut into a baked chicken breast, the texture's just so off. Whereas if it's thinner chicken and like on a skillet of sorts, it's just so much better, and like there's a crispy outside. It's just delicious. And I have sunflower seeds on top of mine, but any seed that you really like works. I just like the health benefits to seeds, and it keeps me fuller longer. I always switch it up on the dressings, but for the past couple of weeks, I've been enjoying this Newman's Own, I think it's lemon basil vinaigrette. Delicious. This has lasted me like over 2 weeks now. I have this salad nearly like every day. I literally almost forgot to update you on my dentist appointment. I think I dissociated out of my body because it was so early. I feel like I was so dreading the fact that it was going to be a 2-hour appointment because it was my first appointment with them. So they're getting their x-rays that they do every year, and then there's also x-rays they do every 5 years. And yes, it has been that long since I've been to the dentist. At least that long since I've been to the dentist. It's pretty bad, but they made me feel so good. I think I was dreading it because as a kid, when you go to the dentist, it's always like slap on your wrist, you're not flossing, or like make sure you do this, or oh, you have this many cavities. It just always felt like I was being like reprimanded by my dentist as like a kid growing up. And I did not have that bad of teeth, okay? It sounds like I had that bad of teeth, but like it's just like anything that was wrong with your teeth. It was like, remember to do this. Like, I knew going into this that my teeth need a good reset, and that was like my reasoning for this dentist appointment. Was like, I haven't been in so long, I just need a reset. But since it was like the first visit and they know they needed to get some records and like do some x-rays and stuff like that, it was 2 hours and I was dreading it. Plus it's like so rainy outside. I woke up at like 7, which you guys know that's off the table for me. That's so early for an 8 a.m. It's like, it reminded me of going to 8 a.m. class in college, and that was terrible. And I literally don't remember half of the appointment because I was so tired. When I got there, my hygienist was the nicest. She was so sweet, but she even told me that she's a morning person. When she came out to get me, she was like super happy, and she was like, let me give you a tour of the office, and that was so sweet. But I was just like, literally like, just get me horizontal. Just please get me horizontal. I just want to go lie down again. Like, I'm so tired. I was so out of it. No coffee either. Barely any breakfast. I think I had 3 strawberries before going out the door, and I barely had water or coffee in the morning. Like, I was just a walking shell of myself this morning. But she was talking to me going down the hall and being so sweet. And so when we got in our room and I was like barely alive, I looked at her and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm not a morning person. I'm so tired. Like, I'm exhausted. It's so early for me right now. And she was like, oh, that's okay. I am such a morning person. And I was like, yeah. She was so sweet. I really liked her, and she just put me so much at ease. Talked to me for a little bit about stuff I cannot remember, if I'm being completely honest. I remember the important stuff. But right off the bat, she just asked if there was anything I wanted to focus on today or any main concerns, and I just was open with her. I was like, I haven't been to the dentist in so long, looking at this as a complete reset and do whatever we have to do, x-rays, what they find, all that stuff, so that I can like move forward with good dental hygiene. So this is your sign. I had a great experience. It was really great. And if you haven't been to the dentist in a while, once you go for that initial visit, honestly, the visit wasn't bad at all. Like I always like work myself up about it. They're so sweet, and all they want to do is also fix your teeth and make sure everything is good too. So please just make your appointment. It feels so good to be on top of that stuff, you know, instead of it looming in the back of your head like, yo, you haven't been to the dentist in X number of years, you should probably go, like that type of thing. But at the end of the day, I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked at this. I was expecting cavities galore. I was expecting, like, to be completely open with you guys, I don't know if this is just like TMI to share or weird, I don't feel weird about it, but the last time I had gone to the dentist was when I was living with my parents, so probably like, I don't know, college at some point. My dad was super on top of it, and whenever we would come home from college, he would just like make sure to make the appointments for us. And I remember the last time I went, the guy said I had 7 cavities. 7. And that's not super out of the norm. Like, I've had cavities filled before for sure, but that was the last time I went and I didn't do anything about those cavities. So I was expecting maybe like more, if I'm being honest, like more cavities, at least 7, if not more. And like they would have to call me back to fill them and all of this stuff. And the doctor here said I don't have any cavities. So if I'm thinking critically about this matter, I've heard of doctors and I've heard of dentists saying that you have cavities, or if they like think you have one or whatever, they'll just count it as a cavity, which it sounds bad, but it's to rake in money, like to do procedures and rake in money and say you have a lot of cavities so that they can do them. So there's no reason that this doctor, like there's no benefit to them saying that I don't have any cavities, you know? So I feel like, again, just kind of thinking critically of it, I feel like I might be at worst somewhere kind of in the middle, but nothing severe enough for them to be like, yeah, we should take care of that. I'm shocked at that. Like, I am shocked. And they said that I have really good teeth. Obviously there's a lot of buildup, which they totally took care of, and now my teeth feel so weird because all the buildup and everything that I had gotten used to is completely gone. That's weird. The only thing that I have are some like inflamed gums, which totally makes sense because I'm a terrible flosser, but that's the point of this. I'm gonna floss from now on. She flossed for me today though, which is great. And Jack's like really good at flossing, so I know that it'll be a pretty easy thing to add into the routine because when he flosses, I'll just floss. I'll just make sure I do it. But my gums haven't been touched like that in so long as far as like tools and flossing. Like, I was bleeding so bad and I totally knew that, but they were so nice. Like, there was no slap on the wrist. There honestly was just such compassion, and also like reminding me that, you know, you're here, this is the first step, and we're gonna take care of you, and your teeth are actually really healthy. And I'm like, frick, yes, they are. I was not expecting that. So that's my dentist experience. That's your cue to go. That's your cue to just make that appointment. And if you're like, I don't even know where to start as far as insurance and all of that stuff, start on your insurance portal. Because when you log into your insurance portal, they know exactly the plan that you have. You can navigate and find dentists that are within your network. They'll show you all the dentists in your network, and you can just go from there. Give them a call, and you know from your insurance website that you're already covered, and so you can find your dentist that way really easily. I still freak out about insurance anyway, so maybe I'm not the best. I'm better at giving the advice about it than I am taking the actual logic. Last night I fully convinced myself that I have ovarian cancer. That's just a side note. Anyway, like with no basis, with maybe like one symptom, I thought, oh no, I definitely am dying of ovarian cancer. It's like the angels from above knew exactly what I needed to hear because I was like so anxious about it. And of course this morning I'm totally fine. I'm telling them about how I fully convinced myself that I have cancer last night. Yeah, so when Jack talked me down.
When when she says fully convinced, he was literally in a puddle.
I was crying. I literally thought that I had cancer last night.
Yeah.
And this morning I don't think I have cancer.
I don't think so.
And I didn't tell you this part. When I rolled over to like watch my YouTube to like fall asleep to gently, I was watching Jaclyn Hill's That's Just Fruit and stuff.
What's up with the 2 knives?
One had chicken on it, and I didn't want the chicken knife to touch my fruit knife. But when I rolled over to watch my YouTube, I was watching Jaclyn Hill's weekly vlog, like her health update video, and she literally was talking about anxiety and how much, and like what she has and how it affects her with like certain things and stuff that she's gone through. And she literally said, she was like, if you are ever having like an anxious spiral or anxious thoughts, this was last night when I rolled over, she said, say what you are afraid of out loud and you'll realize that it's not actually happening. Like in your head it's happening, but in real life, you need to realize that it's not happening.
Right.
And I was like, no, you're so right. Like, but it's like, it's not that it couldn't happen, you know what I'm saying? But I literally was acting as if I had just gotten a cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like, I was so terrified of it. That's how I'm doing lately.
Sounds like you're killing me.
Uh-huh.